Good evening, folks, and welcome to another evening of live Twitch feeding. Tonight we've got Boss versus Ace, Conquest Large. We're just waiting on Ace to get their last few players together. We're looking at doing a 20 versus 20 this evening. Once that is completed, we will be featuring a competitive match against Goat. I'll be letting you know who Goat are going up against as soon as I get told. That's as part of an ongoing ladder this evening, so it could change as to who Goat are actually scrimming, but they've asked me to shoutcast them this evening. So just starting off, going through the list, we've got some quite a high number of players this evening. Should be quite a good match ahead of us. But glad to see we're getting some much larger scale scrims these days. You'll be familiar with the Boss community, one of our more active hardcore league communities. And on the right you have Ace, who I'm unfamiliar with. Should be interesting to see how they perform tonight. They are pretty much an unknown entity to myself, so I'm interested to see how they're going to perform and what they're going to do to perhaps cause Boss a few headaches this evening. Who knows? Following Lone Mason here, who's tracking in the chopper. This, as far as I'm aware, isn't a live match at the moment. I believe the next round will be live for those of you just joining us. Mace currently up on the transport above Alpha here. He's picked up on the Little Bird, flown by Warrior. Now here's an interesting situation. The transport is obviously probably outgunned and outmaneuvered by the Little Bird. However, if it were to be piloted in a skillful manner and with lots of sort of awareness for your gunners, giving them a stable platform, giving them good opportunity to get fire downrange on the opposite aircraft, a good pilot could definitely stand up to a Little Bird attack. Transport. Okay, let's have a look around, let's see what's going on the ground here. We've got Dark Maynard up in the transport chopper. Fortunately, we got to him a bit too late there. Follow Ace Warrior for a little bit as he controls the rooftops, maintaining top cover for his clanmates on the ground. No doubt he's in communication with the infantry on the ground who will be calling out the enemy targets. Going along to Darth Maynard, he's back down on the ground again. Nice, poor guy. This is interesting. Looks like Mini Deodra is AFK. Oh no, he's back. Has he noticed the enemy contact to the right of the doorway? Yes, he has. Ooh, who was that? Nemesis. Unlucky, buddy. YOLO Unicorn. He's covering the... He's pushing to the far edge of the map. Wants to create a presence on Alpha. Going straight for the spawn by the looks of it. Accompanied by an APC. And I don't see what caused that explosion, but it was fatal for the boat, unfortunately. Just going over here to Witty Bunny. Witty appears to have the same idea about keeping a presence on Alpha. Your sort of advantages of this are you're obviously denying a flag to the enemy, but also the location of it tends to mean that you can draw the enemy from the more tightly packed flags over here, use it as a distraction, get them off the rooftops of Charlie and Bravo. Looking around, we've got Boss covering Charlie with elements of fire coming in from Echo direction, just to the left of Echo on these rooftops. So if we have a look over here, it looks like there's stairwell top, and they've eliminated the risk from the stairwell. Let's have a look along here. We've got flanking. He's a squad leader this evening, covering with his sniper across to Charlie. Looks like he's taking some fire from Alpha top, but he's also backed up by Gotto, who unfortunately just got compromised. I really think Boss could be in for a challenge this evening. I think Ace seem to be performing rather well here. Granted, they've lost quite significantly, but they've definitely bled Boss down on points, bearing in mind that this started from 800 points, I believe, this round. This stage we're just warming up anyway, I believe we're not live yet. Covering Witty Burrow here, he's still on a similar theme, denying the far enemy base. That'll be causing a distraction from the armour leaving the main spawn, headed over to Alpha, instead of heading into the rest of the flag, into the rest of the map, sorry. Unicorn moving up in the boat to support Witty Bunny in the APC. But being compromised by the transport chopper. And that's Major Bricks. And unfortunately, leaving that a little bit too late there. And we're on to Warrior again, covering Alpha. Looks like he's making another pass back over towards Bravo Charlie. That's a very close RPG from down towards Charlie. Looking in on Charlie, we have Scumbag Dipper and his squad. He's currently compromised by multiple infantry. However, his squad is being backed up from across the map by flanking. Always a good thing to see. It's important that squads position themselves so that they're able to cover other squads as best as possible, creating two different positions to fire on the enemy from. All simple stuff, but all stuff that's hard to bring together during a competitive match. A lot of oh, that was a very effective RPG, said no one ever. Now here's an interesting scenario. He could have dominated there with that minigun. It was quite well positioned, however those transport choppers are horribly vulnerable to anti-tank missiles. Got Darth Maynard, probably hoping the ground would swallow him up about now. It's a shame that you can't dig a little hole in this game. I'm sure plenty of people would try and dig themselves out of intense fire situations. If he plays his cards right, the boss squad covering Charlie, between Charlie and Alpha, haven't seen him yet. So if he can move into a better position, perhaps he could get a grenade through this into this room own here. At the moment, quite a threat there from Boss, as one of their squad leaders still remaining alive in this room. And we're seeing a lot of close quarters warfare at the moment, underlying Emu. Must be helping out the Ace community tonight, who unfortunately haven't been able to get a full hit of players. However, with this being only a friendly, there's no requirement for them to provide exclusive clan tags only. Getting tongue-tied, I apologise. Okay, back onto Warrior here for a moment. He's still covering those rooftops nicely. Doesn't seem to have had any issues. I don't think I've seen him go down yet this round. Just taking a quick look. Oh, 22 to 13 times. He's gone down quite a lot, but still going fairly positive there. And down he goes eventually. It was a good little run. Covering danger close here. Squad leader for Boss at the moment. Looks like they're consolidating themselves before they head off into Bravo, having a few issues with the Z11 above, and that would be Prodigy covering the Z11. Prodigy just pulling back slightly before coming back in for another pass and taking out Danger Close's squad. Now you can see quite a tight infantry squad here covering all their exits. However, Boss and Scumbag coming up to possibly give them a bit of a headache. Now this should be interesting to see what happens here. Is he going to be able to get the tags? Now personally, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm nothing by it, but that's my exact concern. This is a competitive situation. You know, is it the time to be chasing people across the map to get their tags, or is it a time to be sort of eliminating them and not getting yourself killed, losing a point, forgive the pun, pointlessly? But enough said about that. Covering Rod Father here. Why do these people always have such awkward names to pronounce? I don't know. And it's like he's just holding back a little bit, letting the rest of his squad mates push forward onto Charlie, eliminating the ever-reducing squad threat by Boss. Major Bricks currently very much alone here, with multiple fire positions from his 12 o'clock towards Bravo and from his 11 o'clock to the left of Bravo. However, if... oh, he's gone down. Spiny. Spiny maintaining a good position, however getting flanked from his 6 o'clock. Just goes to show the importance of checking your corners when you're going up onto those rooftops. Brewing up in the transport chopper here. He's got two gunners providing close ground support for the close air support on the ground. I do apologise, keep getting tongue-tied tonight. Wow. I guess that the moral of the story would be not to hover above two sets of enemy squads. Easily done though. So we've got quite a good performance from Ace so far on Bravo. They're consolidating their infantry towards Alpha direction, which, if I'm correct in thinking, is west. Don't quote me on that. Okay, Charlie looking quiet at the moment. However, we've got some movement between Bravo and Charlie. Good use of smoke there to conceal your emergence from the downstairs stairwell. Like we have flanking, making an attempt on Charlie, which is currently compromised. Quite a lot of smoke covering that at the moment. Quite a lot of crossfire going from Charlie to Bravo here, and Charlie to Echo. we've got Boss hold up on one side over here in their room, and elements of hold up in their room, and nobody is wanting to go anywhere. Who's going to be the first person to figure out that the sooner you get a flanking party out there, the quicker and better chance you have of eliminating the opposite fire point? Boss asserting themselves from Charlie to Echo, clearing out east of Charlie towards Echo. Looks like done a pretty good job there of clearing those rooftops. This is an incredibly tight round, I have to say. A very good performance from both teams. You know, it's going to be a really interesting night tonight, very tight. Just sorting out my next Twitch feed, which will be straight after this one, guys. Be going right into a rush match. For anyone who's interested, this evening it will be GOAT versus a team which is to be announced. At the moment, I am not aware, as I don't think GOAT is aware which team they're going to be scrimming until the actual evening, depending on how the other teams perform in the ladder that they're scrimming tonight. You might remember I've shoutcasted a stream for GOAT recently. They had a match against Boss, performed very well, and however I think the match did go to Boss, so it should be interesting to see how these guys get on against another community. So, just having a look through the scores there, we've got some good performances from Scumbag Dipper, Lone Mace, doing a lot of the legwork. Very tight win for Ace there, but they definitely pulled it through with Mini Daedra, Warrior, pulling a lot of their, doing a lot for their team, doing a lot for the KD. Guys, if you're enjoying my Twitch stream, thanks for watching. Please feel free to send me a follow. There will be more live streams coming up. I'm quite new to this shoutcasting. I enjoy it though. I don't profess to be very good at it, but practice makes perfect. So stick around, guys. Send me a follow. Head over to my Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter accounts. I'm on all social meets. Okay. Looks like the teams are all set up there, ready to go. Boss being headed up by Infinite Stalin this evening. Him, along with Bottomus Prime, run the Boss community. Big Boss Gaming also can be found on various social medias. Ace, I believe, is being headed up by Prodigy. So I can't tell you much about him. We'll give him a little follow later, see how he gets on, see how he likes to run things. Okay, so we've got Ace on the blue side and Boss on the red side. Looking early on, I know there's going to be a lot of emphasis on Delta to begin with. Boss are going to probably end up moving a lot of their armour up to the Delta Charlie region, as the general theme is that once Delta is secured, the which is easier to win. However, Boss have decided to head up to Bravo Charlie, which has given them an initial flag points lead. However, they've now got to get Delta back, which is heavily backed up by multiple armour pieces. And it should be... I'm looking forward to seeing how Ace's armour go up against Boss's armour, knowing Boss and what they're capable of. I'd be interested to see if they're able to cope with the tactics that Boss employs. At the moment, we've still got quite a clear division between the two communities. Now starting to merge, though, slightly more if we go to one of the tabletop views. I don't know what's going on down here, but it looks like we've got a chopper in dire straits. Let's just go and have a little look here. It's Bruin, I believe. Oh no, Bongman in the Z11. So had a near miss there. Don't know what caused that, whether that was self-inflicted or whether that was the enemy. Currently, let's go and have a look, see if they've got anti-air up. At the moment, their armour, still got a lot of armour covering Delta, even though it is quite far in the back of the map in their position. They've still got a lot. Obviously, they respect the whole holding of Delta. That's obviously quite important, which is good. It's like we've got a bit of a fight for Foxtrot going on here with Foxtrot being taken by Southern Chick. Southern Chick is one of Boss's main tankers, often running standard setup. Interesting thing about the Boss community is they don't tend to run any guided missiles or lock-ons. A lot of their ordnance would require them to use skill. Got a good cover from Boss here on Foxtrot, however we've still not got Delta, but I'm glad to see there's a few more people down here now. Although they are caught in between a rock and a hard place here, perhaps not the best place to position yourself between two flags, with two enemies converging on you there, armour and infantry. Bongman looking very lonely. That was absolutely brutal. Ace just cut through Boss like a knife through butter, right there. But it was a brave effort by Bongman and his squad, who's actually still here. Fair play, he's still managed to hang about. At the moment, not really being able to effectively assert his presence on the map due to being so outnumbered by the Ace community, who are running very tight at the moment. However, this has cost them a large number of the flags, and this definitely might come back to bite them in the ass. Have they just sacrificed their almost 90-point lead? Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see whether they can pull it back. But perhaps Bongman alone and his efforts haven't gone unnoticed. He got massacred for a good cause. Covering Barcode and Spiny here. These guys running quite tight together in an infantry formation. I think the plan is just to clear out north of Alpha Bravo, which can sometimes be a easy position for the enemy to set themselves up. Now, will they be able to figure out the fact that they've got a beacon up there? Hopefully they'll be able to hear that. We'll see. Right, going to do some first person here. We have Mr. Harper's. Let's jump onto him for a second. Harper's being one of Boss's main chopper pilots. Currently accompanied by Silver Dag. Now what should be interesting is we'll see Harper's pick up on this transport here. That's there we are. That's a hit from Harper's. That's one side, there's the other. Isn't that something? Being able to see it from both sides. That was a pretty clean kill by Harper's on that transport chopper there. It might have been a Z11, I didn't actually see. Infamous Stalin here, he's up against some infantry in this armour piece on his own. He has broken away from the rest of squad, from the rest of his squad, and from the rest of Boss in general. Could go against him with multiple infantry all around him. This is when infantry are at their strongest, when they're all set up in different positions that enabled them to outmaneuver the tank by firing, getting into cover, and then allowing their friends to fire whilst the tank is firing at the initial firing position. However, we have Southern Chick moving in from the north to provide close cover for Nemesis. He's also accompanied by Harper's in the transport chopper, who is currently distracted with, give me for 1 second, Raven, I believe that is, who is currently taking fire from the Super Joe. It's interesting to see how this this battle has basically come down to 2 flags they're holding. They've allowed themselves to get distracted, and they've put too much emphasis on obtaining Delta. Perhaps they held it a little bit too long instead of getting their armour back up to Alpha Bravo Charlie. It's about finding that line between spending enough time on a flag to capture it and secure it, but then also not reducing the amount of time that you're trying to capture other flags, especially in the early stages of the round. So now what we see here is a fairly strong iron curtain set up by Boss, covering Alpha Bravo Charlie, although faltering at Charlie at the moment with the presence of 2 ace members. Current now going to 1, going up against Bruin in his tank, and Rebel Ladder in the Z11. Covering Rebel here for a moment. He's a fellow Twitch broadcaster of mine, done a few dual Twitches with him, good friend. Only got to know each other recently. If you get any opportunity, go check out his channel. He will also be live streaming Hardcore League shoutcasts in the near future. We will be having a main battle tank tournament again. The last one got postponed after some unforeseen technical issues at DICE server ends. I'll keep you up to date on the various social media as to when that will be coming up. If you're a new community coming in here watching, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. My name's Hitman Pike. I'm a brand new shoutcaster for Hardcore League. I've been shoutcasting a little over 2 months. However, I've been involved in competitive gaming for over 12 years on various games and PC, Xbox and so forth. Sometimes I might get a bit tongue-tied. I beg your apologies for that. It's just very hard to control the actual the Twitch and talk at the same time. As I say, with more experience, I'm guessing I'll get better with that. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to send me a follow. I'm building up a bit of a following, a bit of a community. Some of you already know me out there. For those of you who don't, thanks for joining, and keep an eye out for future Shoutcasts, live streams, and just general Battlefield on Xbox and gaming news. Alpha still being secured currently by AT with Boss. Whether they'll make the decision to come down to Charlie and support the Boss squad that's already assaulting is yet to be seen. They may decide that it's best to leave themselves a little bit spread out to cover their flank, because that would make them if they were to move down the hill from Alpha, that would make them vulnerable to attack from the Ace spawn. Ooh. Close one to the IED there. This little guy had a close call. Lucky, major bricks. Just going to Ace quickly here, covering Johnson as he moves around, trying to find a better firing spot on Charlie. Possibly looking for an easy kill with those choppers, and there it is. Rebel leader going down in a pile of flames there. Now we have two Z11s running side by side. Looks like that Z11 is down. I think that was Johnny using his 20mm. The advantage of the 20mm is, although they don't do a lot of damage, you can hit the enemy quite a lot in short bursts. So if you're far out, or if you're struggling to maintain a stable base, then using the 20mm is for you. Wow, epic! I just caught that. That's extremely bad times. Unfortunately, I was there to witness it. Sorry, dude. That's probably going to be seen by about 30 odd people. Not here to highlight people's mistakes. I'm definitely not good at this game by any stretch of the imagination, hence why I shoutcast. Looking at underlying here, EU, covering Southern Chick quite well. Southern Chicks need to get back inside her before she gets mullered. She had a very narrow escape there, but very good performance there by Southern Chick. And it's paid off for her as she's been able to survive that Z11 attacking. Going to Harper's here for a second as he monitors the iron curtain that Boss seemed to have set up between Alpha and Charlie. Currently having to secure their rear at Bravo at the moment. Now, whether the enemies got just busted through them, straight through them in their armour, or whether they've gone on the flank, or whether they've utilised air vehicles and dropped in, I did not see because I was not watching, I apologise. Just going down to Charlie here, sorry, going down to Golf here for a minute. Looks like we've got a very brave individual taking on half of the Ace community. Fair play. Infamous Stalin maintaining quite a firm presence on Golf. However, again, he is caught out by multiple firing positions from infantry, which is an APC's worst nightmare. Nemesis trying to move in on foot, however, not seeing the Ace member to his right. Super Joe covering quite well with his 20mm there. Infamous Stalin providing ground cover as well from safe proximity, but also being able to drop infantry down onto the flag. However, they are still not able to cap it despite the efforts of those two pieces of vehicles. Okay, so just having a look at Charlie here, which seems to have become a bit of an Ace stronghold. Boss are really going to want to get that back. At the moment they're split in two. It's not necessarily a good position to be in. However, at the same time, Ace are fighting on two fronts, so they are going to be stretched. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of activity building up now around Charlie. It seems that Boss have decided that they want Charlie back. They're happy that they're in a position to take it. They're covered in their north by various infantry elements. Bravo is secured on their rear, so it looks like a good opportunity to move in on Charlie. Knowing that at least your northeast flank is going to be clear. Coming up against quite a battle there, but they are managing to neutralise the flag. Just one or two elements of infantry left. They're really going to potentially hurt Boss if they don't... there you go, they've neutralised that threat. Still infantry elements moving up from the south of Charlie. One thing's interesting, that Boss has not even bothered with Delta this round. They've just let them have it as a sacrifice. Obviously deciding that they'd rather hold the three tighter flags, Alpha, Bravo and Charlie. Not much effort has been paid on Foxtrot and Golf either, although I believe there is something going on down there now. Ace struggling this round compared to last round. We'll see how they get on once they've warmed up. This is the first live round, if I'm not mistaken. 20 versus 20, Conquest Large, Ace versus Boss friendly. For anyone just joining us, welcome, thank you for watching. I'm Hitman Pike. I'm a broadcaster for Hardcore League. I also live stream games, multiple games on on the Xbox One. But my main sort of niche is showcasting competitive events. Got quite an assertive squad here of infantry on Boss. Sorry, apologies, Ace. Clearing Charlie there. Little opposition from Boss. However, I noticed we've got multiple armour pieces moving in, as well as artillery cover being provided by Bongman. Bravo looking quite vulnerable here, with quite a large contact going on between elements of Ace and Boss. Both infantry and vehicle involvement here, as well as some air cover from Harper's Hare. It's asking for a shell to the face, and looks like he got that. So we've got armour moving up to Bravo here. He's obviously not seen the infantry currently that are staying put in the cover in Alpha. Seeing quite a clear division now between Boss and Ace. Looking down. Boss with a majority of flags currently, and an impenetrable iron curtain. Ace are really struggling to beat through here, to compromise. More armour support coming up in the form of an APC. However, he's taking a lot of air. Let's cover Death Touch. Well, let's see whether he employs his usual tactic of heading for altitude. using the cannon and then dropping the JDAM at the very last opportunity, giving him the maximum damage on the vehicle. Not having to put too much lead on the chopper there, on the jet there, as his distance isn't that far. Well, there we have it. First round going to Boss. Sorry, first round. Oh, I apologise. Yeah, no, first round going to Boss. I was correct. First time around. So just having a look at the scoreboard there, some very high kill death ratios from Infamous, Death Touch, Southern Chick, Bruin, Gotto. On the other side, Thor's Mask getting heavily involved. He has gone even, but that just tells me he's been there, he's been getting stuck in. Anyone with a high kill death ratio, with high deaths, that's just them getting stuck into the battle at the end of the day. Lord for you two, getting stuck in. Good man, that's what we like to see. Don't hold back. How did Prodigy get on? Let's see, 16 and 15. He was struggling there to go positive. Moving on to the next map. We have another Gold Mode Railway. Interesting. Okay, so we're just waiting for this round to get underway. There might need to be some last minute substitutions by either community in between rounds, and it looks like we've got a clean start there and we'll be getting underway straight away. Here, just covering Ace Bomber at the moment. He's headed straight for Foxtrot, and pretty poor use of the vehicle, if I don't say so myself. Something that is frowned upon in the competitive community, vehicle taxiing. However, this is only a friendly match, so no being penalised. Boss will, however, capitalise on that, and because they will make the use of their bomber, and that unfortunately will hurt the Ace team. Ace getting moved off armour straight onto Golf there. Looks like they're headed back up Foxtrot, with Boss paying attention to Delta this time. Multiple armor pieces from Boss running quite tightly together the moment. Just covering Southern Chick here as she takes a mobility hit from a Mini Drader. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong there, dude. I struggle with English at the best of times. Looks like Drader's going to struggle though, even though we had that lead. Southern Chick has managed to keep her strong side facing his tank, which is always the most effective way of ensuring that you survive a fight. Super Joe also in quite tight formation to provide cover for her, giving her the opportunity to repair mid-battle and not have to withdraw from the battle. That is the essence of tank fighting. You have to be willing to fight in pairs, you know, maintain a buddy system, cover each other, staying out of sort of claustrophobic areas like Alpha Bravo, covering flags from an external reference point. Yeah, we've got a bit of back and forth between Ace and Boss at the moment, with Boss coming off, with Ace coming off worst there. My apologies. No, but sorry, with Boss coming off worst there. Prodigy capitalising on their capture of Charlie by utilising the checkpoint vehicle, which is a Z11, of course. It's currently holding Alpha, really, just about Bravo at the moment. Looks like we've got one lone infantry Ace member headed up to Bravo. Obviously wants to get a bit of a presence up there. Oh, this could be an interesting situation. Does he choose? Yeah. I mean, just goes to show, running as a tight squad formation, but not too tight, is the way forward. Always space your guys out. You know, cover each other, actually look at each other, and then when fire comes in, you can return that fire. Now here we have flanking above a couple of Ace squad members here that have been cleared out by Super Joe and Spiny and Barcode, leaving them clear to move on to their destination at Charlie, with Dipper acting as a scout. We've got a minor infantry presence at Charlie at the moment in terms of Ace, and quite a large Boss presence. So I think this is probably going to go to Boss. Looks like there's no one covering Alpha Bravo at the moment, so if Ace did want to utilise this opportunity to get into Alpha Bravo, take it quickly whilst it's not being covered, then this would be a good opportunity. I think Boss are pretty distracted, but looks like they've got their guys moving back up to Alpha Bravo now, with Z11 support from Rebel. Now is quite a large cap of flags from the Boss point of view, with Ace being knocked back to Foxtrot and and Golf. You know, I think they're going to they're really going to struggle to come back from this. Delta, you know, obviously that got lost pretty early on. Oh, looks like we had a bit of a fuck up from one of the Boss members there, flying a bit too low. Ended up doing a bit of a Shaw-Hamer show, and belly crashed it into the junction. Too soon. Okay, we've got Boss trying to consolidate their presence on Echo and Delta after a brief capture of Delta from elements of Ace. We've now got an infantry squad making use of the bridge to give them cover to get them to Delta. Unfortunately, the armour on Delta and Echo that Boss is sporting, the free armour pieces, has other ideas. Whilst those armour pieces are down here, though, they are leaving their more forward positions vulnerable to armoured attack, and I think we're probably going to see some action from some of their armour pieces up towards either start that one again, Bravo or Charlie. If Ace are scouting the map properly and they're looking at where the armour pieces are, and they're looking at where the infantry are, they could really capitalise on this opportunity and get into Bravo Charlie with very little confrontation. However, I don't believe they've picked up on this yet. However, they might just be picking up on it now. as we see infantry parachuting into Bravo and Charlie. Don't think that guy's meant to get split off from his squad who went to Bravo, however he did, and unfortunately he just got rounded up by the defensive boss squad. Charlie now being captured. I would imagine we will see some movement from the boss squad defending Bravo, which is being led by flanking. Flanking probably communicating to his guys just to nip down to Charlie, have a look, make sure we're clear. Once we're clear, let's get back up to Bravo, because it looks like we've got quite a large presence going to Bravo now. These guys are still a little bit out, however, if flanking doesn't pick up on the large armour presence moving to Bravo soon, he's likely to get caught out in the open. Ooh, very effective use of the IED there. Some poor soldiers got caught right in the middle of that. It hasn't dampened the armour attack that's currently headed into Bravo. Again, if you remember, we were covering the main boss armour element down in Delta, and I did predict this in that I said that if they remained in Delta, then their forward positions would start to suffer as a result of armour attacks, and that is starting to happen. Obviously, I am the all-seeing eye. I can see everything. It's easy for me to be able to pick up on these things. Less easy in the heat of battle for the guys to be able to stay appraised of what's going on across the map. Ooh, Harper's taking quite a hit there. Looks like he's out. Now these guys are possibly really going to struggle, because we've got a lot of armour and infantry presence around here, and they are on their own. Yep, that was some behind enemy lines situation there. Is anyone going to be using this chopper? Yep, Thor's mask. Okay, he's out. Prodigy just consolidating his forces on Charlie. I believe Prodigy is the point of contact, at least for tonight's scrim, with Southern Chick also organising the community scrim tonight. So thank you to both of them for doing the legwork. Without you guys, none of this would happen, so that is appreciated. It's always good to appreciate the guys who do the work to make Hardcore League and the various other matches happen. Looks like we're going to see an all-cap from Boss here, as they push Ace right back to golf for the last 370 points. At the moment, I do believe Boss are running slightly, yep, 20 to 19, so Ace are struggling at the moment with numbers, however Boss are not. And even being just one player down, it can be all it takes sometimes when you're going up against a well-organised, well-practiced, well-experienced community. But fair play to Ace for putting up a fight so far. They did incredibly well in that first round. However, they have struggled in the last two rounds. The nature of these maps, though, they're a lot more spread out, a lot harder to perhaps control how the game progresses. Firm cap from Ace on Bravo, now moving into Alpha. Looking at Lone Mace, he's really struggling there. He's going to need repairs desperately, and he's not in a good position to do it. Will Spazrob Camper be able to make use of the of that repair stop? No, he did not. Well, I guess it was just out of view for him. Bruin going to be putting one up as 6. Bruin really low on health here. He's being extremely brazen, coming right into the midst of of the ace attack with only 1/3 health. He's desperate for some repairs. That is going to definitely catch up with him. Looking over here, we've got various elements of the ace infantry units moving across to Alpha from Bravo. Currently being harassed by the armour on Alpha, which is I think just put a quite effective shot on this Z11 that Prodigy's flying. Quite an interesting little match so far. We've got quite a large armour presence of Boss moving up onto Charlie. Not much presence in terms of ace on Charlie. I think what is that? 1, 2, 3, 3. Well, 2 bits of armour concentrated on Charlie at the moment. There we go. Lone infantry moving in. Looks like he's struggled to get the angle there, or is he? I do believe that was a miss due to ECM. Alright, looking up in the sky shortly here for a moment. And here we have, that's probably going to be, bear with me for a second here, let me catch up. Oh, I can't find him. Okay. Unicorn. Let's cover him for a moment, see what's going on. He's going to make use of this jet here. Currently flying a bit too low to effectively use his laser guided, or his machine guns really. You want to perhaps be considering coming in from a higher altitude at a steeper angle. Specifically choosing a target and going with that. These ace guys seem to not respect the jets and their full potential. Again, that's going to hurt them. If you can have a really effective. This is interesting. YOLO Unicorn shooting his own side. Well, obviously a bit of frustration there coming from the ace guys. Unfortunately, there's always one person who likes to mess about. Darth Maynard here covering one of the armour pieces, just about to leave his spawn, heading up to Bravo. Quite a firm hold on Bravo from the infantry here. Evidently, a lot of anti-tank infantry at Bravo, making it a lot harder for the boss community for ace community to get in there. Covering bricks here for a moment. He holds out against various armour pieces from Ace, who have been coming up from their spawn. Looks like they're having a bit of a reprieve at the moment. Death Touch going for altitude. Making use of the full potential of the jet, using a steep angle, using his cannon, dropping a JDAM right before he pulls out. Actually, I don't think he drops a JDAM there. Just using his cannon at the moment. Again, gaining enough altitude that gives him a good 2-3 second burst with the cannon. Good use of active there by the tank he's trying to take down. Pissad covering his squad on Charlie at the moment. Perhaps realising that Delta is compromised. Just cover underlying Emu as he heads in on a Jeep on his own up to Alpha Bravo. I admire your bravery, but you're going to struggle a bit on your own there, unless you're waiting for a squad to spawn on you. Which right now you must be praying for, because currently you're one of the only ace members on Alpha Bravo or Charlie, but I'll just double check that. Yeah. Yeah. Boss heavily concentrating their efforts on Delta at the moment, as they want to return that. For the time being, sacrificing Alpha. However, Alpha's not going anywhere. Delta being a mobile flag, it makes sense to get it recaptured and escorted back into your part of the map. At the moment, Foxtrot and Golf, not much going on over here. Bit of movement from Super Joe in his armour piece. We've got one member, can't get into here to have a look. Who is it? On his own, CG Bob. He is there, but I think Super Joe is onto him. Poor guy. Oh, he's actually been able to get out of it. Let's see whether he's able to outfox Joe. As we count down the last 13 points here that Ace have to offer, just a little look at Bravo. Looks like they've last minute capture up here. Unfortunately, not near enough to pull them back. Good effort on both teams though. Oh, there's a jet. There's a chopper. There's a chopper in the background. How lovely. No one dancing though, well, that's a shame. So Prodigy managing to go positive there, slightly better round from him in terms of kill-death ratio. Seems to me like there's a few more kills from Ace this round, but still not quite hitting those double figures that Boss are hitting. Probably at least 2/3 of their members are getting above 10 kills at the moment, or maybe a third, actually, maybe a third, as opposed to 2 out of 17 on the Ace side. I'm not sure what the plan is now, whether we have another match. I'm due to be starting a GOAT versus to be announced Rush scrim starting in approximately 1 hour's time. That'll be 9 o'clock Eastern, 9 PM Eastern, if anyone's about. Okay, for our last one we have Locker. Let's see what's going on here. I think this is our last. Don't quote me on that. I know I should know these things, but I don't. No one tells me nothing. I'm just kidding. Okay, so looks like we've got another clean start. It's going to be 16 versus 20 here. Looks like Ace are really struggling at the moment. Boss off to a clean start there. Going to see what Ace are up to. There's definitely fewer Ace guys getting through to Charlie than Boss guys. Looks like the main attack's going to be on the outside and I've completely missed it. Oh, let's just get through the door. What the fucking hell am I doing down here? Alright, just forgive me guys. Give me a second. Up down the stairs. There we go. Fucking right. Now that the main conflict's almost over and done with. There we have it. Okay, so looks like Boss getting an early capture on Charlie there. Pretty solid on the outside here. A lot of cover. However, we are about to see a lot of Ace guys come up and meet them. This could be quite interesting. Wow. That's a lot of smoke. So you'll just have to guess what's happening. Raw stick pictures, but they won't be very good. Looks like Pissant going on a bit of a Rambo style mission there, keeping his left flank clear. Okay. I don't know what these guys are up to down here, whether they're going to be able to get back into the match or whether they're going to have to sacrifice a few points there. Either way, they need to probably hurry up, otherwise they're going to be struggling to retain flags. Oh, Boss getting an early lead on Bravo there. Ace really strong here at the moment to maintain alpha. Now whether they'll be able to make use of Boss spreading themselves out quite thin across all these objectives is yet to be seen. We do have one member all the way back here who might just be able to swing it for them, who knows. But that is definitely good to see Ace utilising these tactics, getting right behind Boss, cutting them off right by their spawn, creating a distraction. To be honest, I wouldn't even bother fully capturing Echo, I'd just neutralise it and then I'd head straight to Delta. Let's cover Style in here as he heads in to sort out Echo. Covering by Fred the fellow Shoutcaster Rebel Ledder, who also shoutcasts for Hardcore League and live streams with Big Boss Gaming. Recently became the victim of a viral picture of himself going live, a picture of him going live twitching on, looking unfortunately like he's taken quite a lot of drugs. He reassures us that no drugs were actually taken and this is just his normal expression. Guys received quite a bit of stick for that within the community recently. but he takes it all with good heart. Looks like Rebel Leader is happy that Echo's secured, so let's cover Boss flanking here for a moment. This has now really become quite a sort of a base camping exercise. Unfortunately, it's the way the maps are laid out with such close proximity of flags to main spawns. This presents this kind of issue. Still Ace holding their own on kills, but they definitely push it up. They just need to push up, consolidate, hold, get ready, push up, hold, consolidate. That's it. Push up, hold, consolidate. Push up, hold, consolidate. Push up, hold, consolidate. Emu having a good little time there. Unfortunately got ended rather abruptly. Mississippi Muds. Think about a grenade here, bud. Ooh. It's one of the guys here using a Wally bot. See how we get some. These things can cause absolute mayhem purely because they can kill you and they're not within your line of sight. So if you're not looking for them, they can fuck your day up. Looks like Silver Dark Nemesis and the rest of the guys covering topside alpha rather effectively there. I don't see many people being able to get out of there, to be honest. The outside is different on the in the other map. It's harder to control the outside. Much wider area to actually cover. Still, if you cover it at the choke points, you can do just that, choke the enemy out. And alpha is a choke point. Me personally, as someone who's played Battlefield for just over 10 years, I don't like these narrow maps. I don't mind them, but it's just their layout. You know, this and Metro, the way the spawns are, it just invites you know, this sort of situation where teams are left, where they can't do anything other than spawn camp. There's no other way Boss could sort of approach this situation. There's no other way Ace could go around it. It's purely the structure of the map. And hopefully this is something DICE have learned. I know they are popular maps amongst a lot of the players, and I do enjoy a good Metro or lock around as much as the next guy. However, from purely logistical, pragmatist point of view, this is an issue that needs addressing in future games. Raven here is going to give it a go with the old mortar. I don't know how effectively he's going to be able to mortar from this position. It's not going to have the highest reach. Geo had someone on his 6 there, leaving their flank pretty compromised now. Bad times for Mississippi Mud as he gets taken out by a frag grenade. Just covering the outside here, it looks like we've got a little push up from Ace, which I think has been dealt with now. But I two enveloping boss squads. That's as close to a pincer movement as you're going to get on battlefield. Two squads converging from opposite sides. I think at this stage we'll literally just go through the formalities of the round. But definitely a good performance by Ace and by Boss. I hope Ace, don't get too pissed off. What they have to respect is Boss are a very experienced, very well-functioning community. They've been established for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time. Don't beat yourselves up, guys. You wouldn't be the first clan or the last clan to lose to them. The key is just to keep coming back and just keep smashing it. We've got other communities out there that you can scrim if you want to, as part of the Hardcore League. All you have to do is just sign up, go to our website, hardcoreleague.com, or hardcoreleague.com. Let me just check that. I think it's it is hardcoreleague.com. It's very self-explanatory. Once you go to the website, you just have to sign up your own account. Once you've signed up your own account, it's just a straightforward case of registering your clan, and then your members can go and create their own accounts. They can register with your community, and then your community can start scrimming as part of a wider Battlefield Hardcore League, which also likes to go on large scale. We do 12 versus 12, 16 versus 16, 20 versus 20, and 32 versus 32, with a mixture of conquest large ladders and one-night tournaments. We will be having a main battle tank tournament shortly, in the next month. Unfortunately, we were due to have it a couple of weeks ago, but it had to be postponed due to unforeseen issues with DICE servers at a server end. Just wandering around trying to find out where the actual focal point of this battle is. There they are. One or two members been managed to break the front line, get behind their 6, and at least provide a bit of a headache for Boss. They've had to divert a couple of their guys to come back and mop up. But good performance by both teams. As I say, the map just doesn't lend itself to a fair match. Seeing some far higher kill death ratios from Ace on that map just goes to show how much influence it has in terms of map size, with the with goal mods being relatively low kill death ratios, and Operation Locker being relatively high. A lot more close quarters combat, a lot more opportunity for multi-kills, less vehicles, less spread out, less running around, more hitting flags. Okay, looks like same again. We're going ahead with this. This will be the Next round starting shortly. And here it is. Was predominantly sticking to the outside this time. Very few of the Ace are moving on the outside. This is definitely going to cause issues for them as they try and control that outside flank. See here is 10 plus members, 2 squads of Boss moving forward, meeting very little resistance in terms of Ace infantry. Ace taking more of a defensive stance, whilst allowing Boss to come into their killing fields. Boss are actually struggling a little bit. They've managed to get pushed up to Delta. They're going to need to get more squad members spawned in there to capitalise on that. But for the time being at least, there's no effective cap on Delta from Boss. Yeah, it's a bit quieter now. I think the resistance has slowly ebbed out from Ace. These 2 snipers have been providing quite effective fire down on the Boss members, who are now gradually moving up. They're going to really struggle to hold their positions now as Boss get into a close quarters fighting situation scenario. Are Boss able to consolidate this ground that they've gained, or are they going to lose it? Ace still performing quite a defensive stance at the moment on the outside, choosing not to head up, choosing to hold back. Lone Mace. Let's see where this goes, eh? Good effective use of his UCAV there. Okay, we're seeing a bit more of an aggressive stance now from the Ace squad members as they slowly push up on the outside, trying to make use of the reduced presence of Boss also on the outside. I think the main battle's probably happening on the inside here, folks, so I'm just going to nip inside quickly, just have a look into the labs. Probably going to see some quite intense close quarters combat. Southern Chick and Silver Dagger at the spearhead, at the tip of the spearhead, sorry. Clearing as they go with grenades and close quarters fire. No doubt getting the odd melee kill in there as well at some stage. Looking up into Echo, we already see that it's compromised from another squad, Boss squad moving in. Ace to many flags again this round. Unfortunately, they've allowed themselves to get pinned into their home base. It's really hard once you lose your steam to get it back. Samurai providing LMG cover for his squad mates as they push up on their right flank in an attempt to get round Boss, hoping for a slightly reduced presence with it being a flank. However, not flanking. No, Harper's just playing denial there. Maintaining cover on his 6. Another bad idea in these tight confines. Let's go and have a look at the rest of the flag briefly. can see now that Boss have consolidated their presence here. They've no need to push up any further. In fact, they can't, so they're just going to hold. Nice little squad bomb captured there. Now, these guys need to utilise their flashbangs and their smokes, their LVGs, and they just need to push. There's no way around it. You just need to probe for the weakest positions, have someone look at the map constantly, tell you where their main infantry presence is, and then just go around it. And hope that one of you gets through. It's the only way you can do it. At least on the inside. However, if you want to maintain a large presence whilst diverting a smaller section of your troop round on the outside flank, you probably find it quite easily as it's only defended 2 boss members. Oh, I apologise, that's 5 or 6 boss members. Still easier to push around than the inside, I'm sure. However, Ace look like they've been pushed right back into their bunker. With Boss just moving on ground, consolidating as they go. The Boss have given up an inch of ground yet this map. Ace really struggling for members now. It looks like they're down to 15. But fair play to any community that can put together 15 to 20 members at one time. That is not easy, and as I say, that's half the battle, is just getting people to show up all at once. So fair play to Prodigy and his guys for being able to do that. Going back inside, I don't think we've seen much movement in terms of the Ace infantry. Not really making use of their flanks. Got a brave shield warrior here. Fortunately out, fucked over by a grenade. EOD's here to fuck shit up. These guys need to hurry up. That EOD is going to catch up with them. Oh! No, it's just been long enough to distract them to get a couple of infantry through. Got another EOD bot going through. This might just be enough to distract him. Whilst they're concentrating on this EOD bot, the other team is being able to move up and consolidate ground. The shield is a very useful tactic in this situation. Very underutilised, definitely underestimated, but literally very effective. However, very vulnerable to grenades and RPGs. Bruin feeling very alone here. Danger close wanting him, but Bruin down, danger close still up. Managed to get Bruin a revive there. They need to think about getting some grenades through this doorway. Ace have just about been able to hold on to this corridor, but they are not getting through to the labs. That is just not happening for them at the moment. Boss are just on top of the doorways there, providing a firm presence. Samurai still covering with his LMG here. I'm not sure whether he's gone down since we last saw him, but if he hasn't, he's been there for about 5 minutes, which is pretty impressive. That might just be his position though. Prodigy, he's just hoping to push up. I don't think it's going to happen for him. He didn't come out of the smoke, no, and there's his body, so unfortunately Prodigy did not get through. Trying to set a good example for his guys by running up forward into the guns, into the melee. Good example of leadership. Just unfortunately wasn't quite backed up with the the fire superiority. Could be a push on the outside happening. Let's see if they're able to capitalise on this. Poor guys out the wing. We've got everything from mortar fire, RPGs, M320s, LMG fire, you know, and that's before they even hit the smoke. Then they hit the smoke and they've just got a wall of boss. So, you know, they're going to struggle. Oh dear me. I think that's put Ace off the outside approach. Still one or two stragglers that think they can still think they can make it. Fair play. This guy got further than what I thought he might. Some fanatical dedication. Looks like we've got a bit of a outbreak at the back of the map here. Boss maybe spread themselves a bit too thin. There are choke points on this map, but sometimes if the enemy push you past one of the choke points, they can get through quite easily. Let's see whether Ace are able to consolidate on this. So we've got a capture on our base with 2 or 3 boss coming in. 3 separate squads actually, squad leaders. Probably going to be well backed up shortly by boss infantry moving in from Bravo, as well as their own squad mates. But the key is now for Ace to be able to get round and capture Bravo or Charlie, one of the rear flags. Charlie is of quite a lot of importance. Hold Charlie, you can hold the other flags with relative ease, but if you get knocked off Charlie, it's extremely hard to get back. Good performance by both teams again. Still seeing some high kill death ratios on the Ace squad. Not quite so many this time. Boss seemed to have a number of players who have gone well over the 10-20 mark. And that would appear to be the end of this evening. This evening's live stream, but it isn't, because I'm just about to start live streaming the next one. But hope you guys have enjoyed it. Tune in for future shoutcasts and live streams. Hitman Pike, KLW Hitman Pike. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and what else am I on? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these crazy social media places. But yeah, hit me up, send me a follow. If you've enjoyed tonight, leave a comment. negative or positive. If you think there's anything I could do differently, let me know. This is a work in progress, but thanks for listening, and I will see you all soon. Stand by for next Shoutcast in about 10 minutes, probably, maybe a bit longer, 20 minutes.